Hi, Micah.
Hey Dennis, how's it going?
It's going well.
Yeah.
How's it going with you?
Quite well, thanks.
Good. Micah, question for Dev.
Yes.
If you had a WordPress site and you were a nonprofit and you're thinking about funding and engagement and sort of growing that nonprofit,
Yeah.
What would be a plugin that you would recommend for that WordPress site and why?
I would probably go with the Yoast plugin. That is a really good plugin in terms of adding meta tag information and customizing the SEO part of your website. So yeah, definitely install that. It's free, and then you can pay for more options later on. But it starts out the free version itself is actually quite good. So yeah, definitely start with that one.
So that would sort of help get the site more exposure, get it growing, and stuff like that from an SEO perspective?
Yes, from that perspective, for sure.
Awesome. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Justin.
Hi, Dennis.
How you doing?
Good, yourself?
Good. So we're asking devs about WordPress sites, about plugins that will help those WordPress sites if you're a nonprofit. And so we've had a couple of good suggestions, but just to give it a little more context, if it was, say, like a bigger WordPress site, if it's a site that had to do more, had more content to deal with, and stuff like that, is there a plugin that you would recommend for that kind of nonprofit WordPress site?
Well, if it's a fairly large WordPress site, creating content can be a little daunting sometimes, so maybe using advanced custom fields would be a good one. We've used that on quite a few larger WordPress builds, and what that does is it gives the user a little bit more freedom. We've created more custom fields to make it really easy to create new pages with the same layout, and I think that's a really good solution for content editors.
Hey, Alex.
Mr. Dennis?
So we've been asking devs around the shop here about WordPress sites, WordPress plugins, particularly if you're a nonprofit, and if you were looking to, solve typical nonprofit challenges like funding, engagement, some of those other types of things. What would be a WordPress plugin that you would recommend for one of those sites?
Probably one of the most important plugins, I think, for any site is, and it helps developers, is called Query Monitor.
Okay.
And what that does is provide diagnostic information on areas of your site that perhaps are hurting performance and speed. So using that plugin, we find a lot of problems that can very quickly be eradicated that will improve the end user's experience on the site.
Okay, and so just to give you a little more context, if this site was, if they were sort of in the planning stages, if they installed, like maybe thinking about doing a redo down the road, would this be a good plugin to sort of take a snapshot over time of the site's performances and help a dev diagnose stuff when it comes time for that redo?
Yeah, really this plugin, so you can utilize, say, something like a New Relic or any other sort of page test type plugin to identify where maybe the site, or rather just get a sense of how the site performs overall, and then in trying to identify the areas that you can attack to improve that overall, say, speed number or page speed metric. You could use Query Monitor to identify sort of holes in the system that need to be patched up.
Okay, and a dev could use this tool from a maintenance sort of perspective too, right? Just just like a shopping list of picking away at stuff for site
periodically just do a quick check, see how things are running, and if a newly added plugin was, say, added, you can do a quick check to see if that plugin is behaving well with other parts of the site.
Cool. All right. Thanks for the info.
You're welcome.